One, two, three.
Bro, this looks sick.
My hand down, and you turn your face this way. To me. Okay, that's like this. Nice. So, Vicky, Oksana. Beautiful. You see this clip here, where it's sticking up? If you can just get rid of that one.
Bro, I have noticed something.
What?
Doing PT.
There's something from your just to be sure. MC35 Mac.
Yes. Nice hold. I want to look at the lens here. Okay, so we're on this collaboration shoot today, and it's a conceptual piece which is trying to emphasize the use of the color white and also very simplistic and subtle movements. So the idea behind this whole collaboration, the kind of like the concept behind the shoot, is to bring together shape, space and value. So shape meaning the shape of the model, contours and clothing. Space meaning the positive and negative space found within this open void, and value meaning the very subtle differences between light and dark. Primarily it's a high key shoot, so there's a lot of mid-tones and highlights. There's not much in terms of shadows. So the actual, you could say the underlying storyline is we have three models, all of which are trapped within this space. But they are also part of the space, right? So although the space is white, it's empty, that is what they are as well. So they're representing the space. And there's two models that are very similar looking. They're almost like twins. And they're working in the space together in synchronicity. The whole thing is going to be very much choreographed. Movements are going to be very similar. And then we have another model who's going to be almost like the architect or the owner of the space, and she kind of pulls all the strings, and these two other subjects are kind of like her minions, you could say. It is very much aesthetic. There is no dialogue, there's no script, and it's purely visual. It's the visual qualities of the color white combined with the other elements that I've just mentioned. So we've just set up here, we've got a totally white background space. It's like a seamless infinity wall. In terms of lighting, we're using 2 aperture lights. These are bouncing onto the ceiling, and we're doing a bounce light because we want the entire ceiling space to become the softbox, right? We want it to become an overhead light, which is giving us a very even spread all across the space. I don't want light to be too directional. I want it to be very flat. Again, it's representing this, the kind of like the storyline. Very little terms of shadows. And we're shooting on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. And we're shooting in 4K. And we're shooting in 24 frames per second and 60 frames, depending on what we're doing. And lens-wise, we're using a 24-35 Sigma. This is the EF F2 zoom. It's parfocal, so the focus remains the same whether we zoom in or zoom out. The actual lighting setup is very, very simple. We're not overcomplicating it because the focus has to be on the subjects and the model, and we want to dedicate more time to that. This lighting setup is not going to change today. It's going to remain exactly the same from the start to the end of this shoot. The only thing that will change will be the camera position and obviously what the models are doing. So that's it. We've got some rough visuals. We've got some visuals. These are just like storyboarded things, inspiration we found on the internet. Pinterest primarily, some examples of cool videos, shots that we like. And I keep these with me on the shoot because they're prompts. They're not there to copy and replicate. And this is where people can border on the lines of copying, right? We're not copying anything. What we're doing is we're seeing something which is sparking an idea, and then we're interpreting that in our own way. But it actually gives us a visual sequence from start to finish, and it gives us a structure, right? So that way we're not just jumping around all over the place. We've got a framework to work from, which means we use the time more effectively. So we get the reflection is not just there. Okay, that's it. Perfect. It's okay. Come.
Can we smell it, Jamal?
Look at each other again. These are two different ways.
Ah.
Just like this.